At my brother's wedding, he accused my 7-year-old daughter of stealing his brand new iPhone 17 Pro in front of almost 200 guests. When I stood up and defended her, saying she didn't take anything, he got furious. He picked up a heavy wooden menu board from the table and smashed it straight into my little girl's head. She fell into my arms, crying in pain. My parents, instead of helping us, defended my brother. My mother said, "Boys will be boys, Ava, don't make a scene." My father told me to control my daughter. I looked at all three of them and said something I had never said before in my life. You'll all regret this. What happened just 5 minutes later changed everything. Is there anyone in your life that you wish you could get revenge on? Tell me in the comments who that person is and what they did. I'd really like to know your story. And please don't forget to like and subscribe so I can continue bringing you these stories. Your support helps me keep creating and sharing new content for you. My name is Ava Mitchell, and this is the story of how my own family publicly humiliated my daughter at my brother's wedding, and how they paid the price for it. I have a 7-year-old daughter named Lily. She's a quiet and well-mannered child. My brother, Ryan, got married last month. The wedding was a big event with almost 200 guests. Since Ryan is the only son in the family, my parents went all out for his wedding. From the beginning, I could feel the tension. My parents have always treated Ryan like he could do no wrong, while they were often critical of me and Lily. But I still attended the wedding because I didn't want to create unnecessary drama. Everything was going fine until the reception started. We were all sitting at our tables when Ryan suddenly stood up and started shouting. He was holding his phone in his hand and pointing at Lily, who was sitting quietly next to me. "Someone stole my iPhone," he shouted. "It was right here on the table and now it's gone." The entire hall went quiet. Then he looked straight at Lily and said loudly, "It was that little girl. I saw her near my table earlier. She must have taken it." I was shocked. Lily had been sitting with me the entire time. She hadn't even left the table except to go to the bathroom with me once. I immediately stood up and said, "Ryan, that's not possible. Lily has been with me the whole time. She didn't take anything." Ryan's face turned red with anger. He walked toward our table and shouted, "Don't lie to protect your daughter. I know she took it. Kids these days have no manners." Before I could respond, he grabbed a heavy wooden menu board from the table and without any warning swung it straight at Lily's head. The sound of the board hitting her head was sickening. Lily screamed and fell into my arms, holding her head and crying in pain. Blood started coming from a cut on her forehead. The entire hall gasped. I held Lily tightly as she cried. I looked up at Ryan in disbelief. But what hurt more than the attack was what happened next. My parents rushed toward Ryan instead of helping Lily. My mother held Ryan's arm and said, "Ryan, calm down. She's just a child. Don't ruin your wedding over this." My father looked at me and said, "Ava, control your daughter. This is Ryan's big day. Don't make it about yourself." I was holding my crying daughter in my arms, blood on her dress, while my own parents were defending the man who just hit her. I looked at all three of them, my brother, my mother, and my father, and said in a cold, steady voice, "You'll all regret this." At that moment, I didn't know how true those words would become. Because just 5 minutes later, something happened that none of them expected. The moment the wooden menu board hit Lily's head, the entire hall erupted into chaos. Lily fell into my arms, clutching her head and crying loudly. Blood started dripping from a cut on her forehead onto her light pink dress. I held her tightly and screamed, "Lily? Oh my God, Lily!" People around us stood up in shock. Some guests rushed toward us while others just stared in disbelief. My brother Ryan was still standing there, breathing heavily, still holding the menu board in his hand. My mother quickly came to Ryan and held his arm. "Ryan, calm down. This is your wedding. Don't create a scene," she said, trying to pull him away. My father also stepped forward and looked at me angrily. Ava, control your daughter. This is not the time or place for this nonsense. I looked at both of them in shock. Are you serious right now? I said, my voice shaking with anger. He just hit a 7-year-old child on the head with a wooden board, and you're worried about the wedding? My mother avoided my eyes and said, she probably did take the phone. Kids these days have no manners. Ryan was just angry. I felt rage building inside me. I looked at my parents and said loudly, you both are disgusting. Your own granddaughter is bleeding and you're still defending him? Lily was crying in my arms, saying, Mommy, it hurts. It hurts a lot. I picked her up and started walking toward the exit. I needed to take her to a hospital immediately. But just as I reached the middle of the hall, I heard a voice on the microphone. It was Daniel, my sister Sophia's husband, the groom. He tapped the mic a few times and spoke in a calm but firm voice. Everyone, can I have your attention, please? Before we continue, there's something important I need to show all of you. The music stopped. The hall slowly became quiet again. People turned to look at the stage. Daniel continued. A few minutes ago, my brother-in-law accused a little girl of stealing his phone. He even hit her. But I think everyone should see what actually happened. He nodded toward the technician. A few seconds later, the big projector screen behind the stage turned on. CCTV footage from the hall started playing. The video clearly showed Ryan's table. His phone was lying there. Then, a few minutes later, Ryan himself picked up the phone and put it inside his own jacket pocket. After that, he started shouting that someone had stolen it. The entire hall gasped. The footage then showed Lily walking near the table with me. She didn't touch anything. She was just walking with me to the bathroom. Daniel looked at Ryan, who was now standing frozen on the side, and said coldly, You lied. You framed a 7-year-old child and then you hit her with the wooden board in front of everyone. The hall was now filled with shocked murmurs. Some guests were openly staring at Ryan with disgust. My mother and father looked completely pale. But Daniel wasn't finished yet. He looked around the hall and said, There's something else everyone should know. This wasn't just about a phone. He paused for a second, then dropped the real bomb. Ryan and my in-laws have been pressuring Ava for months to transfer her house into Sophia's name as a wedding gift. When she refused, they planned this drama today to humiliate her in front of everyone and force her to sign the papers. The phone accusation was just an excuse to create a scene. The entire hall went dead silent. My mother's face turned completely white. My father looked like he wanted to disappear. Ryan was staring at the floor, unable to meet anyone's eyes. Daniel looked straight at my parents and said in a clear voice, You both are disgusting. Your own granddaughter is bleeding, and you're still defending him? I'm not going to be part of a family that attacks a child and lies to cover up their greed. The wedding is off. He put the microphone down, walked off the stage, and left the hall. Complete chaos broke out. My mother started screaming at my father. My sister Sophia began crying loudly on the stage. Guests were talking loudly among themselves. Some were recording everything. I stood there, holding Lily, who was still crying, in my arms. I looked at my parents one last time and said, I told you, you'll all regret this. Then I turned around and walked out of the wedding hall with my daughter. After I walked out of the wedding hall with Lily in my arms, the situation inside became even worse. My brother Ryan tried to run after us, but some guests stopped him. My mother was screaming at my father, blaming him for everything. My sister Sophia was crying hysterically on the stage while her makeup ran down her face. I didn't stay to watch the drama. I took Lily straight to the hospital. She had a deep cut on her forehead and was in a lot of pain. The doctors did a CT scan and confirmed that she had a mild concussion. They gave her stitches and kept her under observation for the night. While I was sitting beside Lily's hospital bed, my phone kept ringing. My mother, father, and brother were all calling me nonstop. I didn't pick up any of their calls. The next morning, 2 police officers came to the hospital. They had already received multiple complaints from guests who had witnessed my brother hitting Lily with the menu board. I gave them my statement and showed them the photos and videos that some guests had recorded. The evidence was clear. My brother was arrested later that day for assaulting a minor. Because there were so many witnesses and video evidence, he was not granted bail immediately. My parents tried to pressure some guests into changing their statements, but most people refused. The video of my brother hitting Lily had already gone viral in our social circle. Over the next few days, everything fell apart for my family. My brother's wedding was completely ruined. His fiance's family called off the marriage after seeing how he behaved and after learning about the pressure my family had put on me regarding the house. His reputation in his social and professional circle was destroyed. My parents also faced heavy backlash. Many relatives and family friends stopped talking to them. Some even openly criticized them for defending my brother after he attacked a child. My father's business also suffered because a few of his clients and partners distanced themselves after hearing what happened. As for me, I filed a formal police complaint and a civil case against my brother for assaulting my daughter. I also made sure that the video evidence was properly preserved. I knew that even if he got out on bail later, the legal consequences would follow him for a long time. 2 weeks after the incident, my mother came to my house. She looked tired and defeated. She stood at my door and said, "Ava, please, your brother is suffering. The wedding is canceled. Our reputation is ruined. Can't you just forgive him? He made a mistake in anger." I looked at her and replied calmly, "He didn't make a mistake, Mom. He made a choice. He chose to attack a 7-year-old child because she didn't give him what he wanted. And you chose to defend him. I'm not going to forgive any of you." She tried to speak again, but I cut her off. "I'm done. I don't want any of you in my life or my daughter's life anymore. Don't contact me again." I closed the door. Today, almost 6 months have passed since that day. My brother's case is still going on in court. He lost his job and most of his friends. My parents are living a very quiet and isolated life. No one invites them to family functions anymore. As for me and Lily, we're doing much better. Lily has recovered physically, though she still gets scared sometimes when she sees wooden objects. I have started therapy with her, and we're both healing slowly. I realized something important through all of this. Sometimes the people who are supposed to protect your child are the ones who end up hurting them the most. And when that happens, you don't have to keep making excuses for them. You have every right to walk away and protect your child, even if it means cutting off your own family. I don't regret what I said that day at the wedding, because for the first time, I chose my daughter over keeping the peace. Is there anyone in your life that you wish you could get revenge on? Tell me in the comments who that person is and what they did. I'd really like to know your story. And please don't forget to like and subscribe so I can continue bringing you these stories. Your support helps me keep creating and sharing new content for you.